Hi, thanks for clicking on this video. So as you can see here from the enemy team composition, they have 4 physical skill damage characters, which is insane to say the least. And they have 4 divers. So they have Fusion, they have Sora, they have Alucard, they have Khalid. Our backline is going to be in a lot of trouble. And right now I'm 71 stars and I'm playing in a Mythical Immortal lobby. Everyone here is at least 150 stars. The Sora I am landing against is currently at 268 stars with a peak of, I think, 600 plus stars if I'm remembering things correctly. So I am the Dark System noob here. I'm the only tank here, so come late game my responsibility will be soaking up hits. So when I'm landing against Sora, his level 4 is super painful if he decides to use his Thunder Ult. Before he hits level 4, he is still decently manageable. Even then, we still can't really do things like zoning Sora out from his own minions because he does have insane sustain as well. So my responsibilities as a Carmilla player here is to just grab my minions and leave. Come late game, I'm responsible for being the frontline tanker for Granger's bullets because Granger does so much damage in the late game. If he were to shoot Moskov or if he were to shoot Lysis, they would just disappear. And I'm the only tank on this team. So as you can see right now with Sora, I'm trying not to get hit by his skills, but he's still landing them. And he's getting a lot of his health back. I am losing my health. That's what I mean when I say that Sora does have pretty insane sustain. His mobility is also really great, which allows him to dive the backlines once he has his ultimate. So he's gonna get the gold crab. It's okay. I didn't need that anyways. I'm just gonna grab my minions and just leave. Right now, I'm not sure if Alucard's gonna come down for me, so I'm gonna go up and check the blue buff. And if he is not coming for me, that means he's going to top lane, and I need to tell top lane guys. As you can see here, I'm just pinning top lane guys. So Sora makes a mistake here. He decides to just go in, but I'm able to, with my first skill, get some health back from his assault. So we are going to get level 4 really quickly, and I do not want to stay near Sora with basically only half my HP bar because I just be easy food for him. So once I get this, I'm gonna just go home. I buy warrior boots here instead of tough boots because I'm not that worried about CC. I'm more worried about not being able to tank damage. So yep, Sora hits level 4. I leave, and I'm gonna take the flying cloud back. As you can see, Khalid and Sora together, they form basically an impenetrable wall. Even I can't get past because I don't have level 4. And I'm also trying to keep my distance from Sora in case he just pops his ult and bursts me down. I grab the gold from the minions, and now it's time to play safe. So he tries getting me to come out from my tower, but I know better. I'm not playing those games. I just want the gold from that siege minion, and I'll be happy. Most likely, yeah, Sora starts clearing the minions now, so that means the minions just go straight to my tower. That means he's gonna start rotating mid and clear the minions there. So what that means is that top lane is going to be in a bit of danger. So I ping him, say, hey man, Sora's coming. And once I'm done cleaning up this lane, I rotate to mid myself because I need a whole Zagreus minions for him. This means that I'm probably going to have to come close to Sora and he might pop his Thunder Ult. But there's a way to outplay him. I'm going to show you right now. So your second skill, you just want to go in a circle around him. He's not going to be able to win any of his shots. And he's in a lot of trouble now. He can't get away that quickly, so I just ult him. I petrify him, and there goes Sora. Yeah, so if you are unable to avoid him with your second skill, you are basically done for. So I recommend saving your second skill just to escape Sora's Thunder Ult. And don't make the mistake of running straight away from him because the Thunder Ult AoE is really, really big. So much so that it doesn't really matter how fast you run or even if you dash. I think he's still gonna be able to hit you. And so I see Alucard come here. So the thing about Carmilla is that if you want to tank damage, the best way to do so is to do it when there's a jungle creep or minions nearby, or maybe like the Lord or the turtle, because you get extra health from your first skill and it's not a reduced amount. And yeah, Sora is basically cooked here again. He just burned all his skills trying to take us down. Some of you might wonder, wow, this is insane. This Sora mustn't be very good, but this Sora is actually 268 stars with a peak of, I think, 600 plus stars. So I feel like he's a really good player. It's just that well, you know, maybe he's not used to laning against Carmilla here. So yeah, Khalid's basically trapped. This is one of those situations where your ult can come in really handy. Like, don't be afraid to ult just like maybe one guy or two guys, and as you can see, Alucard just pops his ult thinking he can probably pick us up, but Turtle was nearby and I just dodge all the attacks that are thrown at me and I just get the heck out. This Turtle, they can have this Turtle. But the gold gap is widening, and I think we might have to wait for a late game because these guys are absolute monsters in the mid game. As you can see right here, I couldn't even get close to the Turtle to even try and steal it. But it doesn't matter. As long as Xavier, Moskov, and Florin get their items, we should be good. Now, I go back down to my lane to clear it. Sora's probably gonna rotate up again. And as expected, he does rotate. And we're slowly approaching the mid game. And the mid game is where these guys really dominate the whole match because that's when they're at their strongest. Well, Sora gets taken down here, and that was just unjustified. He shouldn't have to. But it doesn't matter. So I want to take this time right now to explain some things about Carmilla's ult. Carmilla's ult is, I think, one of the strongest ultimates in the entire game. And there are only a few characters that I personally feel that counter Carmilla and her ult. The obvious one being Diggy. He is a terrifying disengager, and he is also probably one of the most annoying poke supports that I've ever had the pleasure of playing against. The other would be Farmus. Farmus gives his entire team death immunity, and it's really annoying. And my ult basically does nothing if I have Diggy or Farmus on the other team. So, additionally, I'd like to talk about Carmilla's playstyles. I think people play her like, I've seen people play her like an initiator tank, like, let's say, Tigreal. There is nothing wrong with playing Carmilla like an initiator tank, where you run up to the enemy and you throw your ult. But I think that there are better situations that her ult is suited for. The first situation would be when your team is escaping. So, when you are being chased by the enemy, usually that is when I find that my ult works the best, because the enemy has already burned most, if not all, their mobility skills, and they cannot escape Carmilla's ult easily. The other situation would be when you're basically standing on the guy, you're locking him down. Her ult works as a fantastic lockdown skill, so you can sit on top of the opponent for even longer. Now, the third case only applies when you're playing Damage Carmilla. And when I say Damage Carmilla, I mean one-shot Carmilla. That build can one-shot Ryujong with a full build. And you can use it after applying, I believe, 3 hits of your first skill when you've shredded enough defense. You can use your ult like a nuke. So as you can see from the recording, I am going to be fighting Ryujong at full build, full health, as you can see. First skill, I shred the defense, I throw my fully charged second, and boom, there he goes. Yep. I do plan on making a video about Damage Carmilla because she does work pretty well against certain EXP laners like Ryujong, and to a certain extent, EXP laners like Sora as well. It's just that I'm not very good at using Damage Carmilla just yet. So nothing much really happens in this phase of the game. This is the middle game, and it's where these guys reign supreme. We're just going to be losing towers left and right, and there's nothing I can do. I cannot rotate down, because if I do, Florin and YSS here will be in a lot of trouble, because the moment Khalid or Sora or like Fusion or Alucard times them, they're defenseless, and I do need to tank Grinder's bullets as well. So I am playing Carmilla, someone like a guard or a disengager tank instead of an initiator tank in this case, and I guess that is it's justified based on the matchup right here. But that doesn't mean that I won't be looking to set 3-man ults or 4-man ults, 5-man ults. It's just that my ultimate will be reserved solely for making sure that my teammates don't die. It doesn't really, I won't be saving it for, you know, a good set. I just need to make sure that my teammates don't die. Now as you can see, everyone's gathering at mid because it's called fight coming right now, and you use my ult to make sure that I can buy enough time for my team to finish off Sora, and that worked. So Alucard wasn't able to dive together with Sora, which greatly did a real spanner into their plan. So instead of my whole team being wiped out, only Xavier died, which is a pretty good thing in my books. Now they're obviously gonna run away. They're gonna come back another day. We have Lord marching down the top lane, and I'm going to die to Granny, so I beat a hasty retreat. Now obviously I'm not going to be able to take Lord by myself because I just have no damage, and Ethan Shin comes in real clutch, taking out Granger and Fusion in one go. That's really well played from him. So as you can see, I know Moscow's gonna come and take Lord down, but I don't want him being well picked off. I don't want people to dive him, so I give him vision. I show him that his surroundings are clear. There are no threats near him. He can clear the Lord before it reaches the tower. And Sora's just standing there menacingly, but I don't show my location, so now is a good chance to cancel him. He thinks he's alone, no he's not, and I missed out because he dashes away. This is what I mean when I say that Carmilla's ult is really easy to dodge. But despite that, don't limit yourself when it comes to using her ult, and I steal Lysis's kill. I feel kind of bad here, but it doesn't matter. Thanks for the free kill. I'm gonna speed up the gameplay here because nothing much interesting really happens until the late game, and I'll take this time to talk about Carmilla and her build. So if you look at the top Carmilla players, a lot of them use rapid boots with cursed helmet, and the reason these people use cursed helmet is so they can shred defense. Now Carmilla shreds quite a considerable amount of defense. I believe it's 11 defense. Along with cursed helmet, that number goes up to 20 at full stacks. Shredding defense is super important. If you manage to shred an enemy's defense past 0 into the negatives, your damage is essentially multiplied, and the more defense you shred past that point, your damage is simply just increased even further. I believe it's, I think it's a logarithmic scale, so the moment defense goes negative, the amount of damage that the enemies take is increased exponentially. So as you can see from this recording, I'm gonna be hitting Silong after shredding his defense, and skill 2 is supposed to only do 2,568 damage maximum, and just look at how much damage it does now. Bam! 5,280 damage. Now let's compare this to this instance where I will hit Silong with only my second skill, and look, it does only 4,000 damage. So shredding defense is really important because it basically multiplies or it amplifies the damage that your teammates does to the enemies. But despite that, I don't think it's reason enough to buy Cursed Helmet when you could be buying other items like Chastised Pauldrons, Blade Armor, items like Anti-Cuirass and Dominance Ice, all of which are items that are really important to staying alive, and Cursed Helmet doesn't really give you much defensive value, it just shreds defense. Like, what does Cursed Helmet have? Only 1,200 health and some damage for you to clear a lane, but Carmilla already clears lanes pretty quickly, so I don't see a reason to buy Cursed Helmet, and I rarely do so myself. Now let's talk about Rapid Boots. I do see a lot of people buying Rapid Boots on Carmilla, and fair enough, it is actually quite a good item on Carmilla because it allows you to rotate really quickly. However, as with all things, you do have to look at the enemy composition before deciding what kind of shoes you want to buy. Like for example, in this game, where 4 out of 5 of their characters are basically physical damage characters, and they don't have much CC, and they are playing a dive comp. Rapid Boots isn't really valuable here because my job as a tank in this team is to soak up damage like a sponge. Rapid Boots are meant for tanks like, I would guess, Franco, who rely on, rotating quickly. They rely on the element of surprise. Carmilla does as well, but not in this game. And since my job in this team is to soak up damage, I think buying rapid boots is simply a detriment to my entire team. So back to the game right here, we can see that these guys are doing a really good job of basically staying hidden and setting traps. So that's why as a tank it's so important to give vision to your whole team. And that's something I want to talk about as well, which is about giving vision. Yes, tanks do have to give vision to their team, but you have to do it in a way where it doesn't basically get your entire team wiped out. Yes, that's right. How can giving vision be bad? Well, here's the thing. In a lot of games, especially up in the higher ranks, if you play Carmilla, your backline isn't the one who's going to be locked. You are the one in danger because you are quite frankly the problem. Carmilla's ult is way too game changing and therefore people do tend to lock her up in the higher ranks just due to how crazy her ultimate is. When you give vision, like example when you're checking a bush, it is very important that you save your second skill for a quick getaway. I would not hesitate to use my ult to get away because I know I am important. I know that if I die, my backline is pretty much in trouble. As you can see right here, I missed my ultimate, but it's okay. I don't force the fight. It's very important as well when setting up plays with your ultimate. If you miss, you could get your whole team wiped out. That's because when people see Carmilla's ultimate, especially up in higher ranks, the first instinct that they have is to just dive in. Like, go, go, go. Carmilla has thrown her ultimate. It's time to end the game. No, if Carmilla misses, and your team dives into their base, it is basically over for you and, well, your whole team, frankly. Especially so in the endgame when you are at their base. It is extremely easy to be reversed at that stage. Therefore, when it comes to setting up plays for your team, it is important to be conservative with your ultimate, unlike, well, using your ultimate to protect your teammates. And that is because the moment you set a very bad ult, the opponent team is completely fine. They aren't in your ult, and your teammates are already within close proximity of the enemy heroes. It is very easy for your team to be completely wiped out. So at this point in the game, I was getting a little bit frustrated because, well, we were, frankly speaking, in trouble. These guys still had their towers intact and our base is basically naked. So in order to secure the win, I had to basically tell my team what I was trying to do. Right here you see me typing to Moskov, hey man, I'll tank Granger's hits for you, just don't go out in front, it's dangerous. The reason I do that is because he is very important. Moskov is basically the only character that we have that can reliably deal with Elite and Sora. As a solo rank player, people tend to underestimate the value of communication with well, your lobby. Even if you are playing solo rank, it doesn't mean that your teammates are just lobotomized zombies who cannot think. These guys might actually be pretty good, it's just that the team doesn't have any synergy. It's very important to communicate, and that is something that I find that has brought me great success. Now, look at this. They're all going on standard ult, right? So, I managed to catch them in a pretty good ult, and we are still in a big deal of trouble because we did not manage to take Granger down. Granger come late game, he is a really big problem. That guy can stack infinitely, and we do not want that to happen. So we basically traded Xavier for their Alucard Infusion, which, to be frank, I would have preferred if we got Granger instead, but it's okay. So right here, Wysis makes a crazy play. He takes Granger down, and now we have an opening to take down Lord. And we have to clean up the lanes as well, because when Lord marches down a lane, the minions that come behind him are also really, really tanky. As you can see here, it takes me forever just to clean up this minion wave. Well, I know I said that my job was to protect my team and be the frontliner, and so why am I clearing minions all the way close to base while Lauren and YSS are out in mid? Well, I think that they are making a very big mistake because, look, we still have Sora and we still have Khalid out in the open. These guys aren't as painful as Granger come late game, but they're still a big problem. And as you can see here, unfortunately, YSS, he just doesn't want to come home. He gets taken out, and we are left just cleaning the minions. Still cleaning up the minions. And you might ask, man, why didn't you go into the front lines? Like, you should have been there. The answer is these Lord minions are so strong that they actually can take down the base if left unchecked. So, as you can see, I dealt with 2.5 waves of those really, really strong minions. If I had not been there, it would be reasonable to assume that we could either have been side pushed and they would have taken our base, or, well, the minions would have taken our base anyway. So here I land an ult. Khalid is basically done for. Sora doesn't have any escape skills left. He does. His cooldowns are really short, I forgot. But we managed to take Khalid down. This is a good time to catch a breather, and I just position myself in front of Granger because Moscow needs to clean up the front line. And well done. Good job, Moscow. He does his job well. We managed to take down Granger, outcarding Khalid, and I'm very happy that, well, this happened, because if he had not done this, we would have absolutely lost the game. So all that's left right now with 4 of these guys gone is to march straight into their base and to take their tower. And Xavier lands a crazy ult sniping fusion from 92 units in his own base. This is the first time I've seen a shot this long that actually managed to land. Well played to Xavier, but that's basically the end of the game. These guys will now march down to the enemy's base. They'll just take the tower, and it should be GG really soon. As you can see, like, this video barely has 30 seconds left. So before we end, I just want to say thanks for watching this video. I do hope you've learned something from watching me play. I'm not the best player out there. I still have much to learn. Like, as you can see in my gameplay, I feel personally it's still quite sloppy, and I do have much to improve on, but this was definitely one of the more exciting games that I've had today. Yeah, as you can see, 8.1, that's crazy. I'll be putting up the match record up here right now so that you can see basically how things are. It genuinely is solo rank. Like, this isn't some kind of staged video. This is actual solo rank, and I somehow managed to match up with these guys. Absolutely crazy stuff. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I'll catch you guys next time.